Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to McBoss Capital live stream here. My name is Michael Chu. Today is June 23rd, Tuesday, 8:49 a.m. 2026 Mountain Time here, almost 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Nasdaq is down pretty heavily, 1.5%. Many of the chip stocks and AI related stocks are getting hit hard after the Korean market dropped significantly overnight there. I think over 10%. Memory chips are getting hit hard. So that's the theme of today, at least for the moment. And yeah, we'll see QQQ in a minute. It's actually dropped more than 2%. We have Dow in the green again, continue to lead the market in that sense. S&P 500 down 0.9%. Volume overall is down quite a bit as well, so that's interesting. So Nasdaq is down 20% in volume and NYSE down 7.9% in volume. Let's just quickly look at the news for a second here. So yeah, so let's look at SNDK, SanDisk, and MU here. Okay, one second. So you can see we hit a new high yesterday, and from there we dropped like very quickly, right? This is down 12% at this moment. It was at the high of yesterday. Let's see here, 2354. Now we're at just 2000 mark, and this is the 10-day level. So it came all the way back to 10-day closing, back to 10-day. Yeah. So right now at this moment, let's just quickly look at an intraday chart. um, and see how it's behaving. So we set this. Oops, what happened here? One second. Right, here you go. So you had this gap down, then we went slightly lower, then we bounce, right? And then from that bounce, we give back again. So really, we're still below this morning open, right? So it's still pretty weak at this moment based on that. Usually, it will close the gap. If it's a strong bounce, it will close the gap um, and maybe come back to halfway mark, right? So halfway mark is usually on a gap down day is what you want to see it at least do. And then it might set up for the next day to bounce back even to the previous level. But today haven't happened yet. So I'm just showing you what's happening from that perspective. Let's look at MU. So this one also bounced out 10 day, um, it did bounce a little bit, so let's look at intraday. Let's look at that. Again, gap down. Oops, I don't know why it's doing that. Let's see if I lock it, it will change, make a difference. So it gapped down, it bounced back, right? It was heading towards the middle level here of the gap, and then it fall back, right? However, we haven't seen new lows yet, so that's the good news today. But just because it hasn't seen no new low doesn't mean much, because tomorrow we could resume on the sell-off, right? But today, at least, it's finding some support at the lows. Right now, it's like, again, what we want to see if it will come back to the middle range of this gap, and we'll see. Yeah, okay. So that's those two. We have SpaceX also down. This one actually went below the IPO price of 135 this morning. It has bounced back to 156 so far this day. So, again, this looks better because at least it has come back, right? So we look at the intraday chart. So you can see we gap down, make new low, and then so far we have been bouncing and at the upper range of today. So that's still, so like I said, this looks a lot better than other and than those memory stocks at this moment. Um, I, you know, yeah, let's look at Cradle as well. See, this because this has been a pretty strong leader recently, and you can see it make new high yesterday. Today, we're still trading at the bottom of the range, so that is not good. So this, but the 10 day is still below it, so that's another reason maybe. But uh, but not looking very good intraday wise because it hasn't really bounced whatsoever. So we're very near the lows once again. So yeah. So yeah, in general, most tech stocks getting hit. But there are some areas that are bouncing. Like let me show you on the stocks on the move here. So the area that are bouncing, like there's some industrials, BWXT, FRO, GVA, NWPX, XMTR, and then there's a lot of financial also bouncing, BNY, NY, EZBW, FCFS, L, MCB, NBN, BGC, PGC, SFST, SNEX. So feel free to look at those. Yeah. And I think biotech also index is also making a new high here. So there is some areas that are doing okay. So XBI, let's see. So here, this one broke out 4 days ago, and now it's continued to climb very strong. Um, let's look at the regional banks, KRE. So this one is bouncing slightly today as a group. Um, let's look at the bigger banks, KBE index here. Very similar, right? And then you can look at industrial as well, SLI. Okay, so this one did gap down this morning, right? So anyhow, yeah, let's take a quick look at the index. We'll close with that. QQQ. At this moment, you can see we came back to the pink line this morning after the gap down, but we got rejected. So that is negative. Let's go to QQQ intraday. So here, we're trying to close the gap, but nope, it got reversed, and now it's heading lower. So that is the negative, right? Now let's go to SPY. This one came down to the red line. So far, it bounced a little bit again. Let's just quickly take a look intraday chart here. Okay, so far it has also been rejected. This one came back close the middle to the middle of the gap. So that looks a lot better, but right now it's getting rejected. Um, let's go look at Dow here. Dow Jones bounced off the green line. So this one bounced really nice so far. IWM also bounced, came down to 10-day, bounce off it. Right now it's also trading at the upper range. So again, so Dow and IWM continue to do better this last few days. Look at it came down and then now we're already at a higher high than the open. And then IWM, this one trying to close the gap. It's still near the middle of the range on the upper side. So again, looks a lot better than SPY and QQQ. So at this moment, we'll see what happened. But so far, the bounce has been weak on the QQQ and SPY. So why is this not going there? Q enter. Here we go. So we'll watch for that. Um, but today, like I said, the bounce has been weak so far, and even on the leaders, we haven't seen the bounce really strong enough. Um, but let's look at MXL. This is the leader in the market, and you can see came back halfway of the gap, but so far has been rejected since. Um, so if we close in the bottom range, it might be bad because tomorrow we could be set up for another selling day. If we close, in the middle range or higher than the middle range, then we could be set up for a bounce tomorrow. So we'll see. Thank you all for watching. Have a good day.